The sea was never meant to be silent. Waves whispered against the hull of the Seafarer, but something was missing, the sound of life. No birds, no fish breaking the surface. Just the rhythmic, empty push of water against metal. Captain Elias Voss knew something was wrong the moment they entered the anomaly zone. The ocean here felt dead. The Seafarer was no ordinary ship. It was a deep-sea research vessel, state-of-the-art, equipped to withstand the crushing depths of the abyss. Its mission was simple: investigate an unexplained signal that had been pulsing from the Mariana Trench, a signal that defied everything known about oceanography and radio wave propagation. A signal that wasn't supposed to be possible. The crew was on edge. Not because of the depth, not because of the isolation, but because the last ship that ventured here, the Perseus, had vanished. No wreckage, no distress call. Just a final, garbled transmission. "It's awake." Voss had read the file 100 times. It made no sense. What was awake? The ocean? A seaquake? Some unknown species? He knew one thing for certain. When a billion-dollar research ship disappears, the world doesn't get an answer. It gets a cover-up. That's why Seafarer was here now, under the guise of a geological survey. The official story was that they were studying deep-sea mineral deposits, but Voss had been in the game long enough to recognize a government-sanctioned lie. Whatever was down there, it wasn't just a scientific curiosity. It was dangerous. And now, as the ship drifted above the anomaly site, the signal pulsed again. Thump. A deep, resonating sound, not heard but felt. It shuddered through the hull, rattling equipment, sending an unnatural chill through the crew. Thump. Thump. Voss locked eyes with his first officer, Naomi Carter. "Get the sub ready," he ordered. "We're going down." She hesitated. "You sure about this, Cap? This isn't normal?" "No, it's not. And that's exactly why we need to see it with our own eyes." The crew scrambled to prepare the deep-sea submersible Echo. It was a two-man vessel designed to withstand pressures that would crush an aircraft carrier. Voss and Carter would pilot it down into the blackness, chasing the impossible signal. But before they could even seal the hatch, thump, 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 the sound had changed. It wasn't random anymore. It was a pattern. A knocking. Like something was calling to them from below. And then the ship's radar picked up movement, something massive rising from the trench. Voss barely had time to react before the lights flickered and the Seafarer groaned, metal straining against an unseen force. Then the comms crackled and a voice whispered through the static. A voice that shouldn't exist. "You should not have come." The words echoed through the Seafarer's comms, though no one had spoken them. The crew froze. The ship's lights flickered again, dimming like a dying breath. "You should not have come." Voss clenched his fists. Who the hell said that? No answer. Just the deep, rhythmic thump reverberating through the ship's hull. "Carter, get that sub in the water. Now." Naomi Carter hesitated for half a second, then nodded. The crew obeyed, their training kicking in to override their fear. The deep-sea submersible Echo was lowered into the water. Voss and Carter climbed inside, sealing the hatch. "Control, we're going dark." Voss's voice was steady as he gripped the controls. The Echo detached from the ship, its floodlights piercing the inky black depths. The ocean swallowed them whole. At 2,000 meters, the pressure was already enough to crush most submarines. At 5,000 meters, the world outside became an alien abyss, silent and vast. At 8,000 meters, the signal pulsed again, stronger. Thump, thump, thump. "I don't like this, Cap," Carter whispered. Voss didn't respond. He was staring at the sonar screen. Something was moving below them. Something big. It was rising from the trench, slow and deliberate. A shape took form in the darkness, something vast and unnatural. The floodlights caught glimpses, jagged, moving ridges like spines. An exoskeleton that shimmered in impossible hues. Too many eyes. Then a sudden jolt, the sub stopped descending. Or rather, it had been stopped. By something gripping it from below. "Voss," Carter's voice was tight. "We have a problem." The grip tightened. The metal creaked. Then through the comms the impossible voice returned. "You should not have come." The sub shuddered violently. Metal groaned, bending under an inhuman grip. Warning lights flickered red inside Echo's cramped cabin. "We're caught." Carter's voice was barely controlled panic. "Something's got us, Cap." Voss didn't waste time. He flipped emergency thrusters to maximum, hoping the sudden force would break them free. The Echo lurched, straining against whatever held it. The grip tightened. Thump, thump, thump. The sound reverberated through the sub's frame, as if the ocean itself was breathing. Then the voice returned, distorted, ancient, impossibly deep. "You are unclean." Voss felt a chill run through him. It wasn't just words. The voice carried weight, a pressure that made his skull ache. Carter gritted her teeth, sweat beading on her forehead. Then the lights went out. Total darkness. No screens. No instruments. Just the crushing void. Carter's breath hitched. A sudden rush of motion. The sub wasn't sinking, it was being dragged. 8,500 meters below the surface. Outside the sub, the abyss came alive. Shadows moved against deeper darkness, writhing forms too massive to comprehend. The echo twisted in their unseen grasp, hauled down toward something unseen. Then, light. Not from the sub. From below. An eerie, bioluminescent glow pulsed in the depths, revealing an impossible structure. A city. No, not a city. A maw. Vast, cavernous, its jagged ridges arranged like teeth. Inside, the glow came from enormous obelisks of unknown material, humming with an unnatural energy. Voss and Carter were speechless. Then the voice came again. Closer. Your kind was warned. A flash, images forced into Voss's mind. A war long before humanity ever walked the earth. A species, no, a civilization, that had once ruled these waters. Their enemies? Not alien, not foreign, but something worse. Something they had locked away. And now the humans had come knocking on the door. Carter gasped, gripping her head. It's in my mind, Voss. The sub stopped. Suspended. Then came the whisper. You will choose. Voss blinked, still reeling from the visions. Choose what? To leave. Or to awaken it. The echo remained suspended in the abyss, held in the unseen grasp of something colossal. The luminous structures below pulsed like the slow heartbeat of a sleeping god. Voss's breathing was slow, controlled, but Carter was shaking. She clutched her head as if trying to stop something from clawing into her mind. Leave, or awaken it. The voice wasn't just heard, it was felt, pressing against their skulls like deep-sea pressure crushing bone. Voss's fingers hovered over the thruster controls. We don't even know what it is. Carter's eyes were wide, pupils blown in fear. I don't want to know, Voss. The voice rumbled through their bones. You already do. Another flash of imagery, forced into their minds like a foreign memory. A city drowned in fire, its oceans turned to vapor. Mountains of bones, not just of one species but dozens, maybe hundreds. A war not won but buried. Sealed beneath trenches far deeper than any human had ever ventured. A weapon. No. A thing. A hunger that had no name, only purpose. Consume. Expand. Repeat. And they were one foolish step away from opening its cage. Decision in the abyss. Voss clenched his teeth. We never meant to. Intent is irrelevant. The lights inside Echo flickered violently. Metal groaned, panels rattled, and a new, deafening sound erupted, cracking stone. The seafloor was shifting. A massive structure below, hidden beneath sediment, was moving. A prison door, unlocking. Carter grabbed Voss's arm, nails digging into his sleeve. Captain, we have to go. Voss didn't need convincing. He slammed the emergency ascent, firing all thrusters. Nothing. The echo was held in place. Then screams. Not human. Not even fully sound. But something deeper, older, a howling chorus of things that had been silent for too long. Escape or extinction. Voss overrode every safety protocol and maxed out the reactor. The echo roared, shuddering as its engines strained against the unseen force. For a second nothing happened. Then release. The echo rocketed upward, spiraling wildly as whatever had held it finally let go. The last thing Voss saw below was a shadow. A vast one bigger than the city itself. And it was moving. The voice returned one last time, its tone no longer a warning. You have been spared. Voss didn't reply. He was too focused on getting them out alive. The echo broke through layers of pressure, past the wreckage of the Seafarer, past the point of no return. As they breached the surface, gasping for air, the sonar pinged something below. A growing mass. Rising. Not today. But someday. Humanity had awakened something, and it had not forgotten them. End of story. If you want more cosmic horror and deep-sea nightmares, subscribe.